The Book of Revelation. It is a book that has captivated and perplexed readers for centuries, drawing them into its mysterious and often enigmatic passages. Filled with vivid imagery and cryptic symbolism, it offers a glimpse into the ultimate fate of humanity, painting a picture of the end times that is both awe-inspiring and terrifying. The Apostle John, exiled on the island of Patmos, received these visions in a series of divine revelations. He wrote them down as a message of hope and warning to the early Christians who were facing persecution and needed reassurance of their faith. Chapters 13 to 15, in particular, are a whirlwind of symbolic language filled with beasts, angels, and trumpets that herald significant events. They depict a cosmic struggle between good and evil, a battle that has been waged since the dawn of time. Understanding these chapters requires careful attention to the historical context as well as the socio-political environment of the time. We must also consider the cultural background in which they were written, as it heavily influences the interpretation of the text. These chapters are not meant to be taken literally, but rather as allegorical representations of deeper truths. Instead, they use symbolic language to convey profound truths about the human condition and the spiritual realm. By unraveling the meaning behind these symbols, we gain insights into the nature of God, the power of evil, and the ultimate triumph of good over evil, a theme that resonates throughout the entire book. Let us embark on a journey through these chapters, delving deep into their rich and complex tapestry of symbolism. We will explore their rich tapestry of symbolism, uncovering the layers of meaning that have fascinated scholars and believers alike. Prepare to be amazed and challenged as we unveil the mysteries of Revelation, a book that continues to inspire and provoke thought to this day. Chapter 13 of Revelation introduces us to one of its most enduring and enigmatic images, the beast. This creature emerges from the tumultuous sea, possessing 7 heads and 10 horns, its appearance a grotesque amalgamation of known predators, each head more terrifying than the last. This beast is widely interpreted to represent the Roman Empire, the dominant power during John's time, and a relentless source of persecution for early Christians. The beast's 7 heads symbolize the 7 hills upon which the city of Rome was famously built, a clear reference to its geographical and political power. They also represent 7 kings or emperors, each one contributing to the empire's legacy of oppression and control. The 10 horns, on the other hand, represent the various kingdoms or rulers that were under Rome's vast dominion, each horn a symbol of power and authority. The beast's blasphemous name and the mark it imposes on its followers signify allegiance to a power that stands in direct opposition to God, a mark of ultimate defiance. This vivid and terrifying imagery would have resonated deeply with John's original audience, who were all too familiar with the oppressive might of Rome. They lived under the constant shadow of Roman persecution, their faith tested daily by the empire's harsh decrees. The beast, therefore, represents not just a single entity, but the oppressive forces that seek to dominate and control humanity throughout history. Its fearsome appearance serves as a stark reminder of the ever-present threat of evil, a warning to remain vigilant against the forces that seek to corrupt and destroy. As if one beast wasn't enough, Revelation 13 introduces a second beast. This one arises from the earth, possessing 2 horns like a lamb but speaking like a dragon. This second beast represents the false prophet, a figure who deceives people into worshipping the first beast. This false prophet performs signs and wonders. These deceive people into believing that the first beast is divine. The mark of the beast, which people are forced to receive, symbolizes their allegiance to this false system of worship. This mark represents economic and social exclusion for those who refuse to conform. The second beast's lamb-like appearance highlights the deceptive nature of evil. It can disguise itself as something good and harmless to lure people astray. The second beast's dragon-like speech reveals its true nature. It is a servant of the dragon, Satan himself. Chapter 14 of Revelation offers a glimmer of hope amidst the terrifying imagery of the beasts and the chaos they bring. John sees a lamb standing on Mount Zion surrounded by 144,000 people, a scene that contrasts sharply with the earlier visions of destruction. The lamb represents Jesus Christ, the sacrificial offering for the sins of humanity, embodying purity and divine love. His presence signifies hope and salvation for those who remain faithful, a beacon of light in the darkness. The 144,000, often interpreted as symbolic of the redeemed, represent the faithful followers of Christ, those who have kept their faith intact. They have remained pure and undefiled by the mark of the beast, standing firm in their beliefs. Their presence demonstrates that even in the face of persecution and tribulation, God preserves his faithful remnant, showing his unwavering support. The number 144,000 is likely symbolic rather than literal, representing a larger truth. It represents the completeness of God's people, drawn from all tribes and nations, a testament to the inclusivity of divine grace. This vision reminds readers that God's love and salvation extend to all who believe in him, regardless of their background or origin. Section 5. Three angels and their urgent messages. Following the vision of the Lamb and the 144,000, John sees three angels with urgent messages for humanity. The first angel proclaims the everlasting gospel, calling all people to worship the Creator. This message emphasizes the importance of turning away from false idols and acknowledging the one true God. The second angel announces the fall of Babylon, a symbol of human pride and wickedness. This prophecy foreshadows the ultimate judgment upon all forms of evil and oppression. Babylon represents the corrupt systems and institutions that oppose God's reign. The third angel warns against receiving the mark of the beast. This message highlights the consequences of aligning oneself with the forces of evil. It underscores the importance of remaining faithful to God even in the face of persecution. Section 6. The harvest of the earth. Judgment approaches. As we delve further into Revelation 14, the imagery becomes even more intense. John witnesses the harvest of the earth, a powerful metaphor for God's judgment. The ripened grapes symbolize those who've rejected God's grace and are ripe for judgment. This harvest is not a time for celebration, but a time of reckoning. It represents the separation of the righteous from the wicked. This judgment is not arbitrary, but a consequence of the choices people have made. The imagery of the harvest serves as a reminder that our actions have consequences. It underscores the importance of aligning ourselves with God's will. The harvest is a time of both judgment and hope. Section 7. A Song of Victory. The Saints Rejoice. Chapter 15 of Revelation marks a shift in tone. We transition from the judgments of chapter 14 to anticipation of the final victory. John sees a group of victorious saints standing by a sea of glass mingled with fire. They hold harps and sing a song of praise to God. These saints represent those who have remained faithful through trials and tribulations. They have overcome the power of the beast and now stand victorious before God. Their song of victory celebrates God's faithfulness and justice. The sea of glass mingled with fire symbolizes the purifying judgment of God through which the saints have passed. Their victory serves as an encouragement to believers. It reminds us that God will vindicate his people. Section 8. 7 angels, 7 bowls, wrath unleashed. The scene shifts again in Revelation 15 as John witnesses 7 angels receiving 7 golden bowls. These bowls are filled with the wrath of God. They represent the final judgments that will be poured out upon the earth. Each bowl brings a different plague upon the earth. These plagues are not random acts of destruction. They are God's response to the wickedness and rebellion of humanity. The plagues serve as a stark reminder of the consequences of rejecting God's love and grace. The 7 bowls of wrath represent the culmination of God's judgment upon the wicked. They are a testament to his holiness and justice. Section 9. The Ultimate Showdown, Good versus Evil. Chapters 13 to 15 of Revelation depict a cosmic struggle between good and evil. The beasts represent the forces of darkness. They seek to dominate and control humanity. The Lamb, the 144,000, and the victorious saints represent those who stand firm in their faith. This struggle is not merely a physical battle, but a spiritual one. It is a battle for the hearts and minds of humanity. The judgments described in these chapters are a necessary consequence of the choices people have made. The ultimate message is one of hope. Despite the power of evil, God is in control. He will ultimately triumph over all opposition. Section 10. A message of hope beyond the apocalypse. While the imagery of Revelation chapters 13 to 15 can be unsettling, it's important to remember the overarching message of hope. The book is not just about the end of the world, but about the beginning of a new heaven and a new earth. The judgments described in these chapters are not the end of the story. They pave the way for a new creation where righteousness reigns. This new creation is a promise of restoration and renewal. Revelation calls us to persevere in faith, knowing that God is with us through every trial. The ultimate victory belongs to those who remain faithful to the end.